hanging pillar at Lepakshi, Andhra Pradesh. An important archaeological and historical site in India, Lepakshi is known for its architecture and painting. This temple dedicated to Lord Shiva is among the most mysterious places in India, owing to its famous floating pillar. The mystery is, among the 70 pillars at the site, one is hanging in mid-air. That is, it exists without a support. People come to the temple and pass objects under the pillar, believing it will bring prosperity into their lives. The theory says people believe it's just another of many genius tricks the temple builders of the old were capable of. The tale of twins at Kodini, Kerala. The extraordinary factor about this otherwise ordinary village in Malappuram, Kerala is the strikingly large number of twin births that it witnesses. Kodini, or village of twins as it's now called, holds an eminent place among the mysterious places in India. The mystery is, once you set foot into this village, you'll start seeing doubles of almost everyone. Kodini is currently home to over 200 pair of twins and 2 sets of triplets, and that's not all. Kodini's women who are married outside the village also end up having twins or triplets. The theory says doctors believe that the reason for this strange phenomenon lies in the chemicals of the water in the area. Levitating stone at Shivapur, Maharashtra. The Hazrat Kamar Ali Darwesh Shrine is no unusual shrine. The shrine is listed among the mystery places in India. It is known for one special rock that weighs 70 kg and can only be lifted by one means. The mystery is, to lift the rock, 11 people are required to gather around it, touch it with their forefingers and loudly call out the name of the saint who placed a curse on it, following which the stone rises up in the air magically. The stone cannot be lifted by any other means, no matter how strong it is. It is believed that a Sufi saint called Kamar Ali placed a curse on this stone, being used for bodybuilding about 800 years ago. Door-deprived houses of Shani Shignapur, Maharashtra. Shani Shignapur, a small village located 35 kilometers away from Ahmednagar, is famous for Shani temple, but that's not all that is famous about this village. The mystery is, none of the houses, schools, and even commercial buildings in this village have a door, or even a door frame. In addition to this, not a single crime has ever been reported here. The villagers have undying faith in Lord Shiva and believe that the near-zero crime rate in the village is all his doing. The magnetic hill of Leh, Ladakh. The enchanting hills of Ladakh have more than mere beauty to offer. The magnetic hill, located at an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level, is one of the most unusual places to visit in India. The mystery is, cars driving up the hill gets pulled up their own accord. That is, one can drive up here with the ignition of their vehicles turned off. The theory is this exciting phenomenon is actually an optical illusion resulting from hill's gravitational pull. The Lake of Skeleton at Chamoli, Uttarakhand. Roopkund Lake is a glacial lake located at an elevation of 16,500 feet in the most god-forsaken place in the Himalayas. But its remote and dangerous location has got nothing to do with the gloom and despair associated with this lake. It's what lies beneath it that scares the shit out of most people. The mystery is, around 300 to 600 skeletons can be seen beneath the surface of the frozen Roopkund Lake every year when the ice melts at this mysterious place in India. The theory is, the locals believe that the corpses belong to the then king and queen of Kannauj. The Red Rain at Idukki, Kerala. Apart from places with rich natural splendor of the Western Ghats, a vast forest reserve, and the tempting coastal curry Idukki on the Red region is also famous as one of the mysterious places in India. The mystery is, the red color rain at Idukki first fell on 25th July 2001 and occurred sporadically for 2 months, staining clothes and buildings as it poured. This blood-red downpour, when collected by the locals, turned into clean water with red particles settled at the bottom. The theory is, the scientists, after much analysis and debate, have zeroed in on one explanation for this occurrence. They say that the red particles are airborne spores of the locally growing algae in the region. The Shrine of Bullet Baba in Bandai, Rajasthan. There is a famous shrine somewhere in Rajasthan that is believed to protect travelers, but what makes this one unique is the fact that people don't worship the usual figurines of gods and goddesses here. What they worship is a motorcycle. The mystery is, a man named Om Singh Rathod or Om Banna had died at this very spot in a tragic accident while riding back home on his bullet. What followed was a series of unusual happenings wherein the police would take away the bike, empty its fuel tank and bind it in its chain. But it would return to the same spot before the daybreak every single time. When the authorities finally gave up, the locals built a temple around this bike, which is now listed amongst the most mysterious places in India owing to the story behind it. Well, we might not know the truth, but this certainly proved this right. The place of suicidal births in Jatinga, Assam. An otherwise quaint and picturesque little village in Assam, Jatinga experiences a bizarre yet sad phenomenon every monsoon. The mystery is, during the dark and foggy nights in monsoons, migratory birds fly over the village, dive headlong into trees, buildings, poles and whatnots, crashing to death. Jatinga is one of those strange places to visit in India that turns into a land of mass birth suicide every year during the September and October. The theory is, ornithologists says that the dense fog and high altitude days birds, because of which they end up crashing into trees and buildings. However, there are many arguments that counter this theory. The abandoned village of Guldhara, Rajasthan. Once inhabited by Paliwal Brahmins, the village is now nothing more than a barren land with empty houses, broken structures and an old temple. The mystery is, about 2 centuries ago, over 1500 Paliwal Brahmins fled the village overnight. Since then, no one has been able to live here, and it is now one of the most abandoned places in India. Those who try are chased away at night by paranormal activities. Tourists who visit Guldhara encounter an uneasy feeling when they set foot inside the village. The theory is, apparently, the rightful inhabitants of Guldhara left a curse on the village that no one would ever be able to settle here after them. The Whispers of the Dead on Dumas Beach, Gujarat. Listed among the mysterious places of India, the Dumas Beach in Surat, Gujarat, has a lot of spooky tales associated with it. The mystery is, people strolling on the beach hear whispers and find no one when they look around for the souls. There have been reports of disappearance on the beach. The theory is, the beach was previously the burial ground for Hindus, and thus it is full of spirits of the dead. Maybe it's the theory that makes it one of the mysterious and haunted places in India. The floating stones of Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu holds immense importance in Hindu mythology, as it is the place where, according to Ramayana, Lord Rama's Vanar Sena built a bridge of floating stones all the way to Sri Lanka. But there is something else about the bridge that makes this place one of the most mysterious places in India. The mystery is, according to Ramayana, the bridge was built of stones that would stay afloat once the name of Lord Ram was scribbled on it. As it turns out, this wasn't just a story. The bridge was actually made of such stones, as they are still found around Rameshwaram. The visa god of Chilkur, Hyderabad. Troubled by your endless attempts at getting US visa? Not to worry. Get to the Balaji temple in Chilkur, Hyderabad, and Lord Balaji will grant you one. The mystery is, be it the poor or the elite, every kind of a person can be spotted here bowing before the visa god and begging for a visa. But that's not the queer part. The fact that they soon end up getting one is, and this had landed the temple in the list of mysterious places in India. The village that slithers in Sheptal, Maharashtra. Snake worship happens to be an ancient and widespread practice in India, but there's one town in Maharashtra that follows it way too religiously. The village established a custom for every household wherein it is mandatory for the house to have a resting place for cobras in the rafters of their ceilings. The mystery is, the snakes here, it seems, are pretty friendly. The reason for it to be one of the most mysterious places of India is because no snake bite has ever been reported in this village. The ghost lights of West Bengal. The marshes of West Bengal can get spooky in the dark, but there is one phenomenon that really freaks out fishermen there. The mystery is, there have been many sightings of unnatural glowing lights of different colors hovering over the marshes in West Bengal. Referred to as Alia lights, for many years now, these lights are a nightmare for fishermen, as they usually end up confusing them and they would lose their way. In many cases reported till date, various fishermen have even lost their lives due to these strange lights. These marshes are some of the most mysterious places in owing to this unexplained phenomenon. Hanging pillar at Lepakshi, Andhra Pradesh. An important archaeological and historical site in India, Lepakshi is known for its architecture and painting. This temple dedicated to Lord Shiva is among the most mysterious places in India, owing to its famous floating pillar. The mystery is, among the 70 pillars at the site, one is hanging in mid-air. That is, it exists without a support. People come to the temple and pass objects under the pillar, believing it will bring prosperity into their lives. The theory says people believe it's just another of many genius tricks the temple builders of the old were capable of. The tale of twins at Kodini, Kerala. The extraordinary factor about this otherwise ordinary village in Malappuram, Kerala is the strikingly large number of twin births that it witnesses. Kodini, or village of twins as it's now called, holds an eminent place among the mysterious places in India. The mystery is once you set foot into this village, you'll start seeing doubles of almost everyone. Kodini is currently home to over 200 pair of twins and 2 sets of triplets. And that's not all. Kodini's women who are married outside the village also end up having twins or triplets. The theory says